Let's talk about trades, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the money that I lost in June. Let's see. Let's talk about trades. Okay, let's get into this. It's been a while. Dust off some of the cobwebs. Had a beautiful beginning of the summer. June, we are gone most of the month. Had that epic 2-week hike in Utah. Unbelievable. Nearly life changing. And then from there, we had a couple of lake house visits. We had a couple of overnights in Michigan, that all that good stuff. Anyways, just wanted to make a comeback here to show you that it is indeed possible to lose money taking profit. Laughter through tears. You know what that is. That's my favorite emotion. So I used to say you can't go broke taking profit, but you can. And I proved it in June. So let's get into this. I'm not going to take up too much time as far as describing each of these trades. And a lot of them I had to go and backfill because I wasn't keeping up on my spreadsheet because I was going to not trade on all of these vacations. I probably traded on most of them. It started off great with a banger. Had a long position in silver futures, and on the morning of our very first full day in Utah, was able to pocket $36,921 from that trade. Maybe 30 minutes later, pocketed $4,000 from AGQ. That is a 3 times long silver ETF. And then from there, I was on a heater for a while. You know, ES is for the S&P. That's the ES is the S&P futures. There's Bitcoin. You know these if you've been watching the channel. So we were able to put 1690 together for an ES trade. Had one contract on Bitcoin, made 1617. Back into the S&P on the 6th for 1206 in the pocket. Silver, another green trade, 1250. June 9th, so that 6 must have been a Friday. June 9th, back at it, $900 in the S&P 500. The 10th, we went to 69.50 on a nice trade on Bitcoin and said, hey, that's not enough. Let's grab some more. Went long again on Bitcoin and made 1730. Went long on S&P, made 2135. Short on S&P, made 1500. Short on S&P again on the 12th for 2590, and then just took it in on the shorts. Just a dramatic kick to the cookie bag. So at that point, while in Utah, I was up like 60 grand, and then I gave more than half of it back on this one long Bitcoin trade. But look, I was long at 108. What is it now? 120? Come on, I would have made a fortune. But no, I got nervous, got stopped out, lost $35,515. Now, you're going to see a trend if you haven't already spotted it, but we'll continue. But you will see the trend. S&P made 750. On the 13th, we shorted. The S&P made 3580. Shorted Bitcoin, made 1300. Went long S&P and took it on the chin there, down or lost $6,919. Hey, look at this big one. This is just a couple of things to note. And as I was backfilling this spreadsheet, it hit me maybe in a clearer time, if that makes sense, to know that you have 10 contracts and you only made $181. That means from the start, because I'll normally start with 1 or 2 contracts and then add if I think I'm right. Now that quote I'm going to be using against myself over and over again as we go through the rest of these trades. I think I'm right? Which is you are firm and just you've sold yourself on the idea of what's happening next. And on this particular trade, I obviously didn't because I kept chasing it and I was short. Okay. I chased it, got to a point of 10 contracts and which also means by the time it turned around, I was so scared and nervous that the second it went green, I set a tight stop and then got stopped out. So $181 there. So moving on to the 16th, we went short again. The S&P made 900, went long right out on the same day with 3 contracts, made 595. Short Bitcoin, put 1240 in the pocketbook. And then on the 17th, So I think we were in Vegas by this time. On the 17th, we went long silver, made 31.63. Went short silver same day, made 26.35. Went short again for 21.42. Went short the S&P, made 13.93. Short again S&P for 600. Then here comes another kick to the cookie bag. Short on the S&P, made 450. Then went long Bitcoin at 109.810. 5 contracts. That's a lot for that's a lot of dough that you're putting up for Bitcoin, because the margin requirement, I think it's like, I don't know, 100 and is it 150,000 a contract now? Something like that. I'll confirm it in the next video. But just got trounced and lost $41,140 in that trade. Okay, have you noticed the pattern? I won't, if you haven't yet, I won't reveal it until we get to the bottom of June. And then on the 18th, we went short S&P, made 1450, long silver made 650, short S&P made 600, Bitcoin short 401, silver long 490, silver long on the 19th for 850, then 421 on short silver, long silver again for 150, and then bang. Hey, where'd natural gas come from? Just it looked ripe, and I was absolutely wrong. Was I actually wrong? No, I was very much right, but I was chasing so hard. We got up to 16 contracts, and then I thought I had a loose stop set for overnight, and it got stopped out overnight and lost 16,742. And then about a day later, it turned around and went all the way down to like $3.30. So I would have made a boatload of money, but nope, got stopped out for $16,742 loss there. And then we went long for a couple, ended up with 12 contracts there. So there's, again, it was like back to back terrible mistakes as far as trading discipline is concerned. Made 750, but again, I was had to have been chasing. You can't make 750 on 12 contracts unless you were underwater first. Then you got nervous and got stopped out. Then another banger. We went short on the S&P, got up to 10 contracts. We were chasing again. And let's get to the end of the month, and then I'll come up with, or I'll share with you what I think I'm beginning to learn. Maybe, just maybe. Lost 15,219 there. Went long. S&P made 1,000. Short Natty made 1,780. We went short S&P for 600. Short Natty for 260. Short S&P for 580. This is a busy day. Short silver made 400, and then we went short S&P for 1,700, silver for 325, Bitcoin we went short and made 2285. Oil, got into some oil, made 1316, and then on the 24th we went long silver, made 1100. Short silver on the 26th made 350, long oil 255. Then we went long gold, made 285, long gold again, made 1852. Went long silver, made 1317. And then, hold on, but go back up a little bit. Then we went long silver, made 1625, short Bitcoin 850, long silver 325, long Natty for 250. And then we ended the month with, let's see, yeah, so the last trade was this long silver trade for 375. So we got correct 55 out of 60 trades, 55 winning trades out of 60 for a trade ratio of 92% accuracy. And we had a net loss on the month of $9,525 bills. Hello. So that is how you can lose money taking profit. And if you did notice the theme, you notice that I have a lot of little baby wins and then big monster losses. Like, where are my big monster wins? I mean, I've got some decent wins, but man, just cookie bagged by my own trading psychology, for my own lack of trading discipline, for the idea that when you go up to 14 contracts, you are on tilt. It's got to be. That's the only way to explain it. 10 contracts, tilt. Then 10 contracts, you only make $181. That is the psychology of trading, getting the best of me. So I just wanted to come back, share that as I dust off and learn some lessons. The biggest lesson is this: if I'm wrong, have some paper cuts. Make that a $742, or even I'd be fine with a $2,000 loss when I'm wrong. But why keep chasing? So that means I'm just adding contracts as it continues to go against me. And then in the trades that I'm getting right, I just get like, oh, hey, there's some profit. Let's put it in our skinny jeans, and I grab the dollar bills, put it in my pocket, and then you turn around and you lose 15,219 in the next trade. It just doesn't make any sense. So you got to learn the psychology that is holding you back. And I'm talking to myself here, from going from, statistically, that's a great month of trades. But the reality is you lost money on a 92% conversion rate, which cannot continue. So it will not continue. I am going to learn from my mistakes. And lady was signaling me because we're about to put a new ceiling fan in kid three's room. So I just wanted to share that. Hope you had a wonderful June trading month compared to my bozo bucket month. But you gotta make mistakes. You gotta learn from the mistakes, and then you gotta develop your trading psychology so that you feel the same winning and losing. That's the other part. Because I hate to lose, period, just in life, then I end up with 14 contracts on something that is losing because I want to delay the pain while simultaneously crossing my fingers that maybe I'll be right again. Hey, you're right 55 out of 60 times. Why not 60 out of 60? That's some of the mindset that I am working with, that I have to develop into a more mature trading pattern, because that's the pattern is strongly shows up in June, the little wins and the big losses. They can't continue, but I just wanted to share that with you. I'll be coming around a little bit more. We're moving Coco, kid 2, out to the Boston area. She'll be outside of Boston in Auburn, which is halfway between her work and Boston is Auburn. So I'm sad and excited at the same time for that, but I'll be checking in again very soon. So thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video and this channel with a lovable friend, and I'll see you in the next video.